From heavy distortion, bright cleans, and all the crunchy goodness in between. In this video, I'm looking at 20 of the best free guitar amp sim plugins available right now. And some of these you might have heard before, and some might be a new find for you. So be sure to stick around to the end because the second last one might be a new find, and it's one you don't want to miss. I'm Zane, welcome to Audio Tech TV, where it's my goal to help you conquer the tech so you can unleash your creative beast. Now, links to all of the free guitar amp sim plugins mentioned in this video are down in the description. And right now, let's get started with the first one on the list, which is Amplitube Custom Shop from IK Multimedia. In this free version of Amplitube, you get 39 gear models, which includes 5 amps and 6 cabinets, plus 10 stomp boxes and rack effects. Plus, if you want to add any gear from their built-in shop, it's very easy to do that. You can use Amplitube Custom Shop in live situations or for recording. It can also be used in standalone mode, so if you don't want to learn DAW software and you just want to play guitar, this one will work like that. Plus, it also has built-in multi-track recording, so you can record your playing if you want to right in the program. You can get Amplitube Custom Shop on Mac and Windows. Next up is Ace from Shattered Glass Audio. This one is an emulation of the legendary 50s Fender All-Tube 5-watt Tweed amp. You also get 2 of the most common amplifier mods, and it includes impulse response-based speaker emulation. The controls are pretty simple on this one, but you can dial in a wide variety of sounds with it. You can get Shattered Glass Audio Ace on Windows and Mac. The next free guitar amp sim plugin is Amper from Analog Obsession. This is a high-gain amp designed for metal sounds. It has 2 drive sections that are connected in series. Volume 1 controls the pre-gain tube distortion, and Volume 2 is the main preamp, so it's kind of like having a tube amp distortion pedal in front of the amplifier, giving you lots and lots of gain. There are some very nice tone controls on the amp, so you can really dial in your tone with your gain. And one thing to note is that this one doesn't come with a cabinet sim, and it doesn't really sound that great without one. But you can also grab the Analog Obsession cabin plugin to run after this amp, or any other cabinet sim or IR loader that you might have. Analog Obsession Amper is available on Mac and Windows. Next on the list is Amped Roots Free from ML Sound Lab. This is a collaboration between ML Sound Lab and Ryan Bruce, aka Fluff. If you don't know who he is, he has a great YouTube channel that pretty much focuses just on guitar. With Amped Roots Free, you get a single amp that's based on one of the amps from Fluff's personal collection, and the one that comes with the free version is the 5034 Fluff. And you do have access to the other amps that are included with the full license, but they will be in trial mode, so there's going to be some audio dropouts, I think, every 30 seconds. There's a fairly straightforward pedal board that you can access, and it has its own cabinet sim built right into it, and you can turn that on and off if you want. The focus of this amp is mid to high gain sounds, and you can dial it down a bit to get some crunchiness, but for high gain sounds, this amp gives you a nice, modern, tight sound that you can further dial in with the tone controls. You can get ML Sound Lab Amped Roots free on Mac and Windows. Alright, before I get to the next free guitar amp sim plugin, I just want to ask if you're enjoying this video so far, getting some value out of it. Can you please give it a thumbs up? It really helps my channel out and I appreciate it so much. Now, the next free amp sim plugin is Voxengo Boogex. This is a long-time favorite of mine as it's been around for years. It doesn't focus on the fancy user interface, it just delivers great quality amp sounds. It includes some decent presets plus a cabinet sim that you can turn on and off, and you can even load your own IRs into it, plus it comes with several IR responses that sound pretty good. And there's also a reverb section built in. If you don't care for those fancy user interfaces of most guitar amp sims, give the Voxengo Boogex a try. It's available on Mac and Windows. Next up is another analog obsession plugin. This is Rollamp. It's a pretty simple amp sim, and I think it's based on a Marshall valve combo amp, and you can dial in some nice cleans, crunches, and even some higher gain sounds with this amp sim. There is a cabinet sim that's included, and it's based on a single 12-inch speaker with a Shure SM57 up to it. You also get a single tone control to make your guitar as dark or as bright as you want. You can get the Analog Obsession Rollamp on Windows and Mac. The next free guitar amp simulator plugin is Swanky Amp from Resonant DSP. This amp sim is kind of a lesser known one, but it actually delivers great quality tube sound with a sleek user interface. It's capable of delivering some really nice vintage crunch sounds, cleans, and it can even do some high gain stuff too. You get a cabinet sim with it that you can turn on and off, and you can even control the sound of the cabinet to give you lots of control over your tone. If you're unsure of what any of the knobs do, just hold your mouse over the control, and there's a helpful dialogue message that will pop up letting you know what it does. You also get some decent presets with this one too. You can get Resonant DSP Swanky Amp on Mac and Windows. Next up is L12X Solid State from Audiority. This one is based on the Marshall Lead 12 amp from the 80s, and with so many plugins trying to emulate tube amps, this one gives you a very nice solid state amp. It includes a cabinet sim that you can turn on and off, and you get the familiar Marshall controls, plus the boost mod button to deliver even more gain. It's a straightforward amp that's easy to dial in, and it has a nice tight sound to it that's capable of cleans, crunches, and all-out metal gain. Audiority L12X Solid State is available on Windows and Mac. Next up is the Ignite Emissary and Nadir plugin bundle. Emissary is a very nice modern amp that excels at heavier styles of music. It can deliver modern distortions or nice bright cleans, plus all of that overdriven crunchy stuff in between. Emissary is modeled after the physical Emissary tube amp. It sounds great and it's easy on your CPU. It also comes bundled with the Nadir plugin, which is an awesome IR loader, and it includes some decent cabinet sims with it. You can get the Ignite Emissary and Nadir bundle on Windows and Mac. The next free amp sim is Guitar Rig Player from Native Instruments. This is the free version of Guitar Rig, and it's part of the Native Instruments Complete Start bundle, which includes some other awesome plugins as well. It comes with one amp that's modeled after the Marshall JMP with the matched cabinet. You also get 3 effects and 50 presets. If you like that classic Marshall sound, this is a great choice for you. Guitar Rig Player can be used as a standalone program or as a plugin in your DAW. It's available on Mac and Windows. Up next on the list is RedCurrant from Cornflower Audio. It's hard not to notice the classic RPG game-style user interface, which you may or may not enjoy. But if you're cool with it or you can get past it, you'll get the Fury guitar amp that has 2 channels. One is a lower gain crunchy channel, and then flick the Power X2 switch on, and it puts the Fury into high gain mode. You also get a cabinet sim section where you can choose from 12 different cabinets, or you can easily load your own IRs into it. Plus, you can also turn the cabinet off altogether. There's a noise gate, tuner, Fury pedal, room reverb unit, and delay pedal. RedCurrant is currently available on Windows only. Next up is Cypress TT15 from Black Rooster Audio. This is a guitar amp head emulation that's been modeled after the Orange Tiny Terror, which is an all-valve 15-watt amp head. It has a very simple user interface that can help you to get clean sounds, crunchy tones, or heavily distorted sounds. You also get a 212 cabinet sim that can be bypassed, so you can use other cab sims with it, or run this into an actual guitar cab if you want. You can get Cypress TT15 on Mac and Windows. Here's another free amp sim from ML Sound Lab. This one is Stevie T Guitar, free. The free version includes one amp called Gent God. You can access the other 3 amps, but those are in demo mode and will cut out after 30 seconds. Now, if you're a guitar player, you may know who Stevie T is. He's a YouTuber that's an incredible guitarist, and he also creates some very entertaining videos. And this plugin was created in collaboration with Stevie and ML Sound Lab. It features a fun user interface plus 4 cab sim options. It also has a pedal board section with some standard pedals, and the Gent God amp really isn't designed for cleans, but you might be able to get some crunch out of it if you really lower the gain down quite a bit. But that's not what this one is made for. Amp Stevie T is available on Mac and Windows. This next one is Tone Deluxe from Lost in 70s. Tone Deluxe is a complete tube amplifier. The tubes are based on a simulation of the ECC83 and the EL34 tubes. Tone Deluxe has 2 channels, clean and high gain. The high gain channel is pretty versatile, and the clean channel has a dirty mode, which allows boosting the gain to get some decent crunch. You also get 12 cabinet models with it, plus models of spring reverbs. You can get Lost in 70s Tone Deluxe on both Mac and Windows, plus while you're over there, check out their modern Deluxe amp, which is a great one, and they also have a great bass amp sim called Bass Deluxe. Next up is Amplification Lite from Kuassa. This one is pretty straightforward and easy to use. It features 3 channels, clean, rhythm, and lead. It also features a built-in impulse response loader, so you can add your own cabinet sim in there without the need for another plugin. Or of course you can use another plugin and leave it off. You can get Kuassa Amplification Lite on Mac and Windows. The next free guitar amp plugin is Tiny F from Exe Consulting. I think this one is based on the Fender amp style, and it deceivingly looks simple, but you'll notice some tabs down along the bottom, and you can click on each one of these to change different gain stages. There's the main settings, the cabinet settings, and more. The cabinet section can be turned on and off, as the included one is based on filters and not on impulse responses. But this plugin can sound great for cleans, classic crunch, and it has a nice vintage sound to it. You can get Tiny F on Windows only. Up next is AmpLion from Audified. This is the Lite version of the AmpLion Pro plugin, so it doesn't include the same number of simulated amps or effects as the paid version, but you can still experience the high quality and true sound of their real analog amplifier modeling. It has built-in cabinet simulation, so you can turn that on and off, plus the user interface is easy to navigate, allowing you to dial in your sound with ease. AmpLion is available for Windows and Mac. The next free guitar amp simulator plugin is FreeAmp from Blue Cat Audio. This one is modeled after some of the legendary real-world guitar amplifiers. The included Classic Clean, Classic Drive, and Modern Drive amp models cover a wide range of guitar amp tones. Just load it into your DAW or DAW, choose a preset or an amp model, and play. And of course, you can tweak everything to achieve your own sound if you like. You can also load your own impulse responses right into it, so you're not locked into the cabinet sim that comes with it. This one is available on Mac and Windows, and one thing I noticed in the Traction Waveform DAW is that you need to load the VST3 version, or the user interface may not display properly. Next on the list is ToneLib GFX. Now this one's not free, but you can continue to use it fully unlocked even after the trial period has expired. Having said that, if you do like this plugin and you continue to use it, please support the developer so they can continue to update the software and bring you more great plugins. The license is just $40. Now, with ToneLib GFX, you get accurate recreations of vintage and modern amps, cabinets, microphones, plus effects. Also, you can even use your own third-party impulse responses with it too. It's a great sounding plugin with a huge variety of sounds available to you. Now, one thing to note is that after the trial period expires, there is a screen that pops up reminding you to purchase a license, and that screen lasts for 4 minutes. And then after that, you can continue to use it as normal. You can get GFX on Windows, Mac, and Linux. This next free guitar amp sim plugin is an oldie but a goodie. This is Hybrit Lead from LePou. It has the look of a Marshall amp and is kind of based on a Marshall amp, but it's more of a hybrid because it blends a couple of different amps. So you do get that classic British sound and it sounds great. You'll need to put a cabinet sim or IR loader after this amp as it doesn't have its own, and it's a very easy amp to adjust the settings just like on a real amp. And if you like that classic Marshall sound, you should really check out this one. You can get the LePou Hybrit Lead on Mac and Windows. Now, if you want to check out some of the best free music making software, click up here, or click down here to see what YouTube recommends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.